Well, the Northeast Louisiana Bar Foundation is hosting an Ask a Lawyer clinic. Jasmine Bingham has more on how they can help. Jasmine?
Jennifer, the executive director of the Northeast Louisiana Bar Foundation, Juanita Gooding, says one of their goals is to support underserved communities with legal resources. The Ask a Lawyer clinics will give people in Northeast Louisiana a chance to meet with board-certified lawyers at no charge. Lawyers will answer non-criminal questions about end-of-life issues, divorce, child support, custody, landlord disputes, and more. Juanita says bringing documents to the meetings could help lawyers when answering questions.
To fix grandmother's property so that it's in my name or it's in Uncle Jesse's name. You need to come to us. I have a lot of questions about end-of-life issues, which means wills, power of attorneys, living declarations, and successions. We have a lot of questions about those, and we can help with those.
A clinic will be held in Ouachita Parish on January 21st at the Emily P. Robinson Community Center at 4:30.